Oma Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Shreshtham Manamapi Shachiputramatra Surupam Rupam Tasyagratamurapurim Mathurim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyataf Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagujatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This chapter is entitled, The Lord Incarnates as Mohini Murti. All the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are adbhuta, wonderful, not predictable, beyond the realm of human intelligence to fully comprehend. He as is, he is, and here it is, he is as she is. That was unexpected. The Supreme Lord has appeared as a beautiful female to put the demigods and especially the demons into illusion. The demons are anyway always in illusion, and the demigods are most of the time. Sometimes they remember we're supposed to be worshipping Vishnu, but most of the time they're in illusion. But they're not in demoniac illusion. There are grades of degradation. This whole material world is a place of illusion and degradation. So the Supreme Lord has appeared as, what shall we say, the Supreme Lady, not so much as to show himself for his devotees as to put the demons into even more illusion than they were already in. He's come to increase Maya. We would think that the Supreme Lord will come to dissipate Maya. But this is a very unusual form of the Lord, inasmuch as not only is he unusual in as that he's taking a female form, that's already unusual. Of course, you could say that he's taking the form of a tortoise and a fish and all these forms. That's also unusual. Yeah, it's unusual, of course. If it was usual, it wouldn't be Bhagavan. If it was just the same thing that everyone does, then it wouldn't be Bhagavan. But this is unusual inasmuch as he's increasing the Maya, increasing the illusion of the demons and also the demigods. But especially he comes to fool the demons. He could have just killed them all, but they also have a role to play in this universe. Or they have a role to play out. If they get killed, they'll get born again. Of course, he could deliver them all back to Godhead by killing them, but that wasn't his aim at this point. He also comes to enjoy various pastimes. So this is one of his pastimes, fooling the demons, putting them into Maya, Last night, here in a Bhagavad Gita class, well, it wasn't a Bhagavad Gita class, I was discussing how we have to discuss about Maya also. Our subject is Krishna, but we're in this material world. We have to understand what is Maya. Otherwise, without properly understanding who is Krishna, then even if we see Krishna, we'll be illusioned as to who he is. So many people saw Krishna when he was personally present in this world, but not many accepted him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Some of them, many of them, saw him as their enemy. So even to directly see him, we may be in illusion. So now I'd like to discuss about this illusion. Let's talk about Maya. Our subject is Krishna. But to understand Krishna, Gita and Bhagavatam have also given us descriptions of what is Maya, so that when we do see Krishna, we'll understand who this is and what is our relationship with him. Otherwise, in this material world, as Krishna himself explains, what is this illusion? Ritertam. Ritetam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yata bhaso yata tamaha. What is this illusion? The illusion is to consider anything not in relation to Krishna. The example is given by Krishna. If we see something and we presume it to be reality, but we don't see its relation to Krishna, then it may be real at some level, but it's not the whole and complete reality. It's like a reflection seen in a mirror. The reflection is real in one sense. It's not that it doesn't exist, but it's not the vastava vastu. It's not the really real thing. It's simply a reflection of that. So Maya, what is this Maya? It's an illusion. It's a misconception. Maya is a misconception. Taking... What happened now? Illusion. Illusion can mean that which doesn't exist but that we presume to exist. But it also has a reality of its own. Otherwise we wouldn't have words like illusion or reflection. If there was absolutely no existence, if such phenomena had absolutely no existence, then we wouldn't even be able to say illusion. We could simply say non-existence or shunya, nothingness. But even nothingness, even to conceive of that, there must be a somethingness to conceive of it in opposition or opposition to. So what is Maya? Maya is a misconception. Maya is a conception within our mind. But there are other descriptions also within the Bhagavatam of Maya. Yaya samohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam patopi manate nartam tatkritam chabibhadyate. Maya is an energy of the Supreme Lord who puts the jivas into illusion, by which they or we identify ourselves as being something which we are not, Maya, that which is not, we presume ourselves to be a product of the three modes of material nature. We may not even think about or have any information of the three modes of material nature, but we presume that this body and everything in relation to this body, which is actually produced by the three modes of nature, produced by Maya, who is the external energy of the Lord, we take that to be ourself, and therefore we have to suffer in this material world. So Maya is a concept that we hold in our mind, and it's also an energy. There's the energy of the Supreme Lord, which puts us or facilitates that misconception by which we can forget Krishna. She is the energy by which those who want to forget Krishna are given full facility to do so. Krishna bhuli se jivan adi bahirmukh ataiv maya tare deya samsara dukh. When we want to forget Krishna and enjoy independently from Krishna, we become inimical to Krishna, and Maya therefore gives us the miseries of material existence. Krishna bahirmukhoya bhogavancha kare nikatastha mayatare japatiya dhare. When we become inimical to Krishna, when we think, I don't want to serve Krishna, and we want to enjoy this material world, Maya is just waiting very closely to catch us. So it's a misconception, and that misconception is given a whole range of possibilities to indulge in by the external energy of Krishna, who not only, the Maya Shakti, not only puts us into that illusion, but gives us all kinds of facilities in 84 lakh species of life to identify ourselves as something that we are not. Maya means that which is not. We forget Krishna willingly. Regarding this Maya, how powerful is that? Kapila Dev also says, Balamme pasya maya stri maya jayano disham ya karoti pada krantan bhruvi drimbhena kevalam. He says, just see how powerful is this Maya, which appears in the form of a woman. He was speaking to a woman, his mother. Just see how powerful it is that just by the movement of the eyebrow of a woman, especially a beautiful woman, she can keep even the greatest conquerors of the world under her grip. In the purport to this verse, Srila Prabhupada gives the example of a great Caesar. He was such a great and powerful ruler that his name is in the dictionary even today. The word is there even today, some more than 2,000 years ago. He was so powerful. Who was the king of this area, which was just some forest probably 2,000 years ago? Does anyone know? No one here. Maybe some historian knows. Who was the king here? But Caesar, he wasn't even the king here. He was the king in Rome and massive Roman Empire. So powerful. But by the, Srila Prabhupada mentions, by the movement of the eyebrow of Cleopatra, a beautiful woman of that time, he was controlled. So see the power of this Maya. This Mohini Murti has taken a female form because demons are very much attracted to the female form for sense enjoyment. They take everything to be for their sense enjoyment, and particularly the form of a woman they find very attractive. Therefore, this description which we have of Mohini Murti, attractive nose and cheeks, her ears adorned with golden earrings, made her face very beautiful. It could also be a description of the women in Bollywood. You could be described like that also. They are imitations of Sri Radha, the actual beautiful woman who is not meant for putting us into illusion, meant for putting Krishna into very joyful illusion. That is an illusion which does not perpetuate any pain. In this material world, the illusion of the attraction between male and female causes pain. It doesn't seem like that. Last night, after I spoke, one devotee asked, well, how is that? When a young man and young woman come together, it's definitely great pleasure is there. It's bliss. But in reply, I gave what Krishna has to say about this. This Vishayandriya samyogam yattadagre mritopamam pariname vishamiva tatsukam rajasam smritam. Krishna's description of happiness in the mode of passion, it is that of the interaction with of the senses with the sense objects, which in the beginning seems to be just like nectar, but gradually it transforms into poison. And in his purport in this verse, Srila Prabhupada gives the example of how a young boy and a young girl come together and they think everything is very nice. But gradually it turns to not very nice. Even if husband and wife live very long life happily together, by the illusion of thinking that we are living happily together, they have to continue to suffer birth, death, old age, and disease. So this is an illusion by which we think that I am happy in this material world, or that I can be happy in this material world. Even if someone's unhappy, we might expect that they would Brahma Jignasa, why am I suffering in this world? But of course, even those who are happy in this material world, it's only a yatha bhasa yatha tamaha. It's only a reflection of the actual happiness. But even if we think we're happy, it's not really happiness. When we think, well, if I think I'm happy, then it's good enough, isn't it? But that happiness, that must lead to great distress. Sometimes we feel happy in this world, but that must lead to great distress, great suffering. That is the nature of this material world, is that it gives suffering. But still, we think, I shall be happy. There are so many examples given in Shastra. Even if someone is suffering greatly, they may think, let's be happy. The example is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. A man is running away from an elephant who's chasing after him. He runs and he doesn't see, he runs over the edge of a cliff. Fortunately for him, there's a tree just above the cliff and the roots are hanging down. So he holds on, he catches hold of the long hanging roots. And the elephant comes to the edge and is looking up at him. So he can't go up. So he looks down, it's a long way down. If he thinks I'll let go, then he'll break his bones. But even if he doesn't break his bones, there's a tiger there below. So he can't go up and he can't go down. Meanwhile, he sees there's a rat gnawing at the root, so still he has to fall. But something falls on his nose. What is that? He looks up to see there's a beehive in the tree, and every few seconds a drop of honey is falling from the beehive. One landed on his nose. So he puts out his tongue. Ah, this is so nice. I'm getting a drop of honey every second. But he doesn't see that he is doomed to suffer a horrible death, either one way or another. So there are so many examples given of illusion. This illusion of Maya is compared to poison, an ocean. There's so many different, to a witch, Pishachi. So in so many ways, we're illusioned in this material world. Even the great demigods, Muhyanti yat suryaha, by Krishna's power of illusion, they may be bewildered also. There are several narrations of even great devotees who wanted to understand what is Maya. Markandeya Rishi, it's described that after many, many millions of lives, or not lives, but many, it would be other lives, millions of eons of years, huge time spent trying to get free from Maya, he asked the benediction from Lord Shiva, I believe it was, or Krishna, to understand what is Maya. So he hadn't understood after such a long time. Then, it didn't happen immediately, but the time of universal destruction came untimely, it seemed to him. And he was battered in the waters of destruction for a huge amount of time, simply suffering with various dangerous sharks and snakes within the water of devastation. And after suffering like this for a very, very long time, he saw one little boy on a banyan tree, a little baby on a banyan tree leaf, who was Krishna, sucking his toe, enjoying the nectar of his own lotus feet. That boy mercifully glanced at him and breathed in. When he breathed in, Markandeya Rishi got sucked in. And then again he breathed out, and again he was back in the water of illusion. So this illusion was shown to him. Narad Muni also, there are several descriptions in the Puranas of how Narad was seemingly in illusion. One time he asked Krishna similarly that I want to understand your Maya. So Krishna said, after some time. If he'd immediately shown it, then Narad would have understood. But he waited some time. So after some time, Narada, he found himself in a tremendous storm. He saw a little dwelling. He went in there for shelter. And he found there a beautiful young woman who he fell in love with. We don't expect Narada to fall in love, but then he had asked to understand Maya. So he fell in love with her and had many children by her, and he was very happily living with her when all of a sudden there was a great deluge and all the family was washed away and killed. Hariname Vishamiva. It seemed like nectar, but it turned out to be poison. So he was suffering and lamenting how I was so happy with my nice wife and children. And then Krishna came and said, oh, Narad, you remembered you wanted to understand what is Maya? Now you see. Oh, yeah, okay. So Narad understood, and he was able to come out of that. When he was Narada, he can immediately come out of that illusion. We're not so advanced. We hear about Maya, illusion, and even hearing, Janiya Shunya Bisha Kainu. Even knowingly, we go on drinking poison. The poison of the illusion of this material world. I think this is some kind of illusory arrangement here. You think it's going to work and it doesn't. So this is the nature of Maya. We should hear about Krishna. We don't only want to talk about Maya. If we don't know that Krishna is the background of Maya, then we'll think that Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, that we'll tend toward impersonalism and think that Maya is simply non-existence. It's not non-existence, but it is existence forgetting about Krishna. Mayavadis also use this term Maya. If they didn't, why would they be called Mayavadis? But their conception of Maya is devoid of a conception of Krishna. So they have a very, very different concept. We should understand what is Maya. We should understand what is Krishna. We should understand it's very difficult to get free from Daivi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. This is Krishna's energy, which is very difficult to overcome. How can we conquer over Maya? What is that? Maya re Kariya Jai? Narottam does it. We try to conquer Maya, but we can't. Okay, now, to use a fashionable phrase, we're going to have a thought experiment. So imagine yourself, now you have to fight against Ravana. Can you imagine? Or Kumbhakarna. What chances do you have of being successful? Any chance? No chance. Kumbhakarna, he'd just pick you up and throw you in the mouth. When he was fighting, all the monkeys were there, and he just took some snacks while he was fighting. So we wouldn't even have time. We say to Kumbhakarna, stay there, Kumbhakarna. By the time we say anything to Kumbhakarna, we'll already be within his teeth. So we have no hope to fight against these great demons. They're so powerful. But they also are overcome by they're overcome by that illusion that we're overcome by. So, even though they have physical strength, political strength, but they also are fully in illusion. How powerful is that illusion? So what do we do if we want to conquer over Kumbhakarna? Can we do it? Monkeys, they couldn't do it. Humans, they can't do it. Humans are breakfast for Kumbhakarna. How can we do it? Then we have to take shelter of Rama, of Krishna. Otherwise, if the monkeys had gone alone, maybe with the exception of Hanuman, they wouldn't have been able to conquer. If we go alone and we try to conquer Maya, we won't be able to. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavang mam prapadyate. People who are trying to conquer Maya by themselves, eventually they have to understand that I have to surrender to Krishna. Then they can become free. Otherwise, by our own efforts, we can only get liberation which isn't really liberation. As Lord Brahma says to Krishna, that persons who think they are liberated, they're not really liberated. They are vimuktamanina. They think that they're fully liberated, but they're not. They go to the param padam. They go to the spiritual world, but they don't enter in there. And therefore, for all their endeavors, very difficult endeavors, aruhya kritrena, they go up with very great difficulty, but to this spiritual world, but they fall down again for the fault of not worshipping or ignoring Krishna's lotus feet. So it's still some kind of illusion. Not to recognize Krishna is illusion. So even the liberation of the Mayavadis, it's another kind of illusion. They're free from the gross illusion of thinking in terms of I, me and mine. Aham mameti. Ato griha kshetra sutapta vitaya. They've seen that in this world to consider this is my wife, these are my family members, this is my country, this is my home, this is my property. That's all illusion. They became free from that. But they didn't become free from the illusion of not recognizing Krishna, not recognizing, not admitting their position of subservience to Krishna. So they're still in that same illusion, yatha baso yatha tamaha, of considering themselves separate from Krishna. So this power of illusion that manifests as material desire, jnanam avritya dehinam, which covers the consciousness of the living beings in this material world. Therefore we think in terms of ato griha ketra sutapta vitaya, home, family, country, wealth, property, relatives, sutamita ramani samaja, society, friendship and love. So the Mayavadis, they may get free from that, but the seed of material desire remains in their heart because they do not do Kama Krishna Karmarpane. They do not channel their desire toward serving Krishna. So for some time, they may be as if free from illusion, but still the seed of illusion, ignorance. Ignorance is the root of all sin. Avidya. So avidya, I mean, they may be very proud that we have so much knowledge. Vedanta, knowledge of Vedanta, but they don't find Krishna for all their knowledge. So there's still this seed of sinfulness remains within the heart. So just as only Rama can overcome Ravana, only Narasimha can overcome Hiranyakashipu, we should know that we can overcome this mighty illusion, so powerful, only by taking shelter of Krishna. Even by taking shelter of Shiva, that will not help us to get free from illusion. Generally the Mayavadis, they take shelter of Shiva because they want to avoid Krishna. But he's also intimately related with Maya. His function is very much concerned with this material world. So if we think I'll worship Shiva and get free of illusion, it's still avoiding Krishna. Shiva can give liberation indirectly. Those people who go to die in Varanasi, some people go to die in Vrindavan. Other people go to die in Varanasi because they think by dying here I will get liberation. It's true. How will they get liberation? By the mercy of Lord Shiva. But how does that work? At the time of death, Lord Shiva comes to anyone within the Kashi Kshetra, the area of Kashi, and says in their ear, Rama, Rama, Rama. So in this way they get liberation. But still, if they haven't developed a mood of service and submission to Rama, then they will only get that kind of liberation which leads them back to this material world. So it's very difficult to get free from Maya. If anyone has any other opinion about that, then you're definitely in more Maya. If we think I will easily cross over, I'll get free from Maya. I'm free from Maya. If we think like that, we're in Maya. We can only be free by the grace of Krishna. In this Kali Yuga especially, it's very, very difficult. Ajamil was a pure Brahmana, raised very purely, born in a Brahmin family due to his pious activities. One time only, he saw a low-class man sexually sporting with a low-class woman, and his mind was completely bewildered. But that's just a completely normal thing in this Kali Yuga, to see young men and women engaged in sexual dalliance. The whole atmosphere is surcharged with sexual connotations, especially Bollywood. This is the capital of India for giving this, promoting this illusion of happiness by Vishayendriya Samyogam, by joining the senses with the sense objects. Is also the capital, financial capital. So people are in illusion that by getting money we will be happy. So Maya is never a minor force, but in this Kali Yuga she appears to be very, very, very strong. And we also are very, very, very weak. Previously people would undertake great tapasya, great austerities to try to get free from Maya. There's no such idea in the modern age. Therefore, Krishna has given a very, being very kind, Krishna has come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he's given a very easy process. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranyata. We have to chant Hare Krishna. If we are to be free of illusion, if we have any idea, if we are fortunate enough to understand that we really need to get free from this illusion, then we have to chant the holy names of Krishna. But just like the demons were directly in contact with, directly seeing and hearing and smelling Mohini Murti, but still they were completely in illusion. So at the same time, we have to hear about Krishna, Shravana Kirtana. Hearing must be there. Otherwise we may be chanting the holy names, but with a misconception. Just like there was some Baba whose followers, he was very famous in South India. He ended up they used to call him Bhagavan, and he ended up in a wheelchair before dying. And his followers used to chant the names of Govinda and Gopala, but they thought that he is that Bhagavan. They used to call him Bhagavan. They gave more importance to him than to Krishna. So for all their chanting of the Lord's holy names, they were committing serious offenses to Krishna. They will not get love of Krishna due to harboring a misconception within the mind as to who that Krishna is. Therefore we need to hear from pure devotees. Pure devotees means those who understand who is Krishna from Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and speak accordingly and live accordingly. We should hear from such persons who is Krishna. Otherwise, we may have all facility to be Krishna conscious. As the demons and the demigods did, they had all facility to be fully Krishna conscious in the direct presence of the Supreme Lord, but because they were interested in amrita, mundane nectar, they were very interested in getting some mundane nectar by which they could enjoy this material world. Therefore, they were not interested in the real nectar, which is service to Krishna's lotus feet. Therefore, even when the Supreme Lord Himself directly came in their presence, they could not recognize Him, and even if they had, they wouldn't be interested. They wanted to get from Him or her the nectar of material enjoyment. But that nectar is only called nectar. Anything in this material world cannot actually be nectar, cannot be amrita. Amrita means that which is beyond death. So for that, we have to accept Krishna as He is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and surrender to Him without any reservations, without any illusion of thinking that this material world is a place for me to enjoy. So let us take shelter of Krishna by chanting His holy names. By His grace, Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya, this very, very powerful Maya, Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. We can cross over that by surrendering to Krishna, by His grace. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comment about this, please? Anyone? So, Hare Krishna. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.